Yeah, it is really windy for some reason. I guess it seems like today there's a lot of businesses that are opening up again, but trying to adapt with the new, I guess, restrictions of things like distance and all that. So that's kind of interesting to see. I guess in terms of things like regulations and stuff like that, though, it was kind of interesting reading this, I guess, for the drones. It says Japan to establish licensing system for out-of-sight drone flights. The government plans to establish a licensing system for operating drones when the flights are beyond the operator's line of sight, government sources said Monday. The proposal comes as the government hopes for increased usage of unmanned vehicles for purposes such as delivering daily necessities, medicine, or assisting security patrols in areas with an aging population, the source said. The license, which the government hopes will be introduced in the fiscal 2022, will be age-restricted and will require operators to pass both a written and practical examination. The licenses will be only valid for a certain period of time and will have to be renewed. Illegal drone use will lead to the cancellation or suspension of a license. A public-private panel discussing how to facilitate the use of drones will propose a licensing system in a report to be compiled Tuesday, the sources said. The government plans to finalize the details and submit a bill to revise the civil aeronautics law to the Diet next year, they said. Although it makes me think whether or not it's still overboard for certain situations, because I still think it should be classified differently, because technically beyond visual line of sight is even going around like a tree, for example. People are just filming it cinematically for fun. Technically that is illegal, to go around it and then you can't see it even for a split second, even though realistically, common sense, you should have full control and awareness with the screen and all that. I still think there needs to be a clearer separation between, like, say, someone doing it, like they said, for delivery and stuff like that, versus someone doing it recreationally for fun in a safe way. Otherwise, it's like saying for someone who flies something like those small FPV drones, wearing those goggles, oh no, like they treat it again like you're doing some kind of huge delivery, flying a huge airplane, and it's not the same thing. It's someone just flying it, like let's say, right here, around trees and all that. I would hope at least during this pandemic too, it would show where in many cases when you can use the things like the drones in a good way, that the laws are basically outdated, they're prehistoric in the way of thinking. So hopefully that will be one thing that would have a progression in terms of, I guess, regulations and stuff like this. But I guess in terms of things like virus and stuff like that, imagine trying to find like a cure for it, and you do something so outrageous you have to think, is this real? This one says, astrophysicist gets magnets stuck up nose while inventing coronavirus device. I have to read that again. Gets a magnet stuck up his nose. What's that about, huh? An Australian astrophysicist has been admitted to hospital after getting 4 magnets stuck up his nose in an attempt to invent a device that stops people touching their faces during the coronavirus outbreak. Dr. Daniel Reardon, a research fellow at Melbourne University, was building a necklace that sounds an alarm on facial contact when the mishap occurred on Thursday night. The 27-year-old astrophysicist, who studies pulsars and gravitational waves, said he was trying to liven up the boredom of self-isolation with 4 powerful neodymium magnets. I have some electronic equipment, but really no experience or expertise in building circuits or those things, he told The Guardian. However, the academic realized the electronic part he had did the opposite and would only complete a circuit when there was no magnetic field present. I accidentally invented a necklace that buzzes continuously unless you move your hand close to your face. After scrapping that idea, I was still a bit bored playing with the magnets. It's the same logic as clipping paste to your ears. I clipped to my earlobes and then clipped them to my nostril, and things went downhill pretty quickly when I clipped the magnets to my other nostril. Can you imagine that? As he placed 2 magnets inside his nostrils and 2 on the outside. When he removed the magnets from the outside of his nose, the 2 inside stuck together. Unfortunately, the researcher then attempted to use his remaining magnets to remove them. I guess that didn't work out too well either. As expected, he said people in the hospital were kind of laughing at it in general, and you can kind of see, I guess, the medical report that they had, like the details, the summary here. Like, what is this? Emergency department progress. 2 hours ago had 2 times neodymium. It's strong. Magnets up bilateral nostrils stuck to each other via septum. How would you react if you were like the healthcare provider here? I guess this is one of those in the name of science situations. I wouldn't doubt for a lot of inventions, they probably blew up a gazillion times and so forth before someone got it right. Alright, see you guys later.